Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Cervelli back in the place to be. La Merca Superior, Palace 81, dog. Shut the fuck up. I'm doing the intro, so zip it, Holmes. So, anyway, it got hot over the last couple days, dog. I'm not playing around. Shut up. Anyways, so it was hot. I mean, it was cold all fucking June. June gloom, yes, blue moon. Something about coming to you or some shit like that. I don't know, whatever Selena said in that one song. But basically, it was June gloom the whole damn month. It was even like cold one day or something like that, you know? It was basically not hot at all. And I can already tell. They said, yo, it was hot, it was cold. Like, this is the first real winter we've had in a long time, you know what I mean? Usually our winters it'll rain like 3 days out of the whole year. And that's pretty much it. It's not really too cold. It's basically in the 70s in the winter. But this year, we actually had some days of rain. We actually had cold days, some really cold days. And hopefully now it doesn't flip to where our summer is going to be, Our summer is going to be really hot and really extensive. You know what I mean? I hate the heat. Now the podcast, now you see the changing of the guard. Now you're going to see me shirtless sometimes, maybe when it's really hot. I mean, there's podcasts where I've done it like shirtless, and there's a reason, because it gets super hot. I don't know. I think I did one episode while we had the heat wave, and I could have swore I was like fucking buck naked on that shit. Pause. Because I remember the days. I remember one day I woke up, it was like 6 a.m, and it was already like 86 degrees or something crazy like that, where it was just, you woke up and you were already sweating like, holy shit, it's hot already, and it's 6 a.m. Maybe it was like even 5:30 in the morning or something crazy like that. The sun was barely, like, you could see the light. Like, it was dark, but you could see like the rays of the sun, and you already knew like Holmes was already coming out to do business. So while June was cold, I was just like, thank God, because I really hate the heat, bro. And now that it's the summer solstice, right? It's the June 21st. Happy birthday to Makami, if it's his birthday, because, you know, he said I was born on the start of the summer, spring, or winter time, something crazy like that. I don't know. I do believe his birthday is on the 21st, because he says he's a Gemini and a Cancer, which the 21st falls on the Gemini Cancer cusp. For all you astrology guys out there, shout out to y'all. And if that is a fact, then it's been 10 years since FYI came out, and that is a phenomenal album. I think Makami doesn't have. I think he had it up either on his YouTube or SoundCloud. He had it out, but I think he took it down. Mak has a history of that. Let's just take a minute to understand the Makami album. So, FYI came out originally 2013, but from what I understand, it wasn't available. Like, I don't even know how I got my hands on it. I think I got it through Makami's SoundCloud or something like that. And we're talking 2016, like right after HBO came out. And I was really on to Makami, thanks to some of the homies I was around at the time. We had a mutual interest of like Griselda and Rock Marciano. And from there, you get into like all the affiliates and family members of that family tree, of those family trees. So through Rock Marciano, I got put on to like the Winners, Hus Kingpin, and all that. Shout out to them. Then from Griselda, I got put on to Makami. What is it? Who was already like in the camp, but you know, Fahim, Camouflage Monk. I'm trying to think of who else. El Camino, and I don't even know how Al Divino got like in, but he was around then, so he was probably Al Divino at the time. I think was affiliated with the Winners, if I'm not mistaken. So Al Divino was somewhere in that bubble, which is crazy to think about it now because I was listening to Divino before pretty much like everybody. Like, you know, at that time he had Triple Black Diamonds, he had Greenlight, the EP, and I don't even remember what else. But deviating from that, Makami, FYI, it was probably one of the more better albums I've heard from 2013. I can't really think of any albums that were around 2013 that I could remember that I was like, yo, that album was fucking dope. 2013, I'm trying to think of where I was. I was still probably listening to Pro Era. I was still listening to Odd Future probably, because Odd Future really didn't die out till like, I'll say like 2015, 16, something like that. Oh, did Doris come out? I want to say Doris came out by Earl Sweatshirt. So yeah, I probably still was bumping Odd Future heavily, Wu-Tang, you know, things of that nature. Yeah, it's been so long. I remember when I could have told you like year by year who I was listening to. Now it's like all a blur. Going back to Makami though, that album's fire. I want to do like a review of it, but there's that one song that's fire where it's like Red Tins, son and done it so dead, my niggas been dead, it been corners and blocks, something like that. The Lion's Kiss, however that shit starts. But Mach is just phenomenal. Like that whole album is like real. I hate saying the word jazzy, but it does have kind of like, I don't know, a like jazz vibe to it. Like Mach definitely has when he picks his beats, it has like a vibe to it. You know, all the Mach songs, most of Mach songs, I should say, because there's some, I don't want to say they're duds, but some Makami songs you're like, how did you like, I don't know. Right? So for the most part, that album specifically has like a vibe to it. Let me see if I could just pull it up real quick. FYI, Makami, Mach, Homicide. Digitally remastered. Yeah, which is crazy because I don't know if there was a raw version. Oh, I think there was a raw version. I think I heard a few Makami original FYI songs, and they were like raw. They weren't from the digitally remastered. And it's interesting because you could tell like Mach had a hand. Well, Mach always has a hand in like doing his albums, but with some of the raw songs, you're like, oh, I get why he would want the sound to stay like this instead of digitally remastering it. But like, what does that even mean? Like back in 2013, yeah, like digitally remastered. Oh, like, you know, oh, it's remastered. Now it's kind of like you could just drop that. You could just drop it like when they say deluxe editions and all that shit. Like all that is dead, bro. Like it's either like an album or it's not. Like consumers aren't in that. Like, oh, they want to find new things about the album. Like the consumer now is like so tuned out from music and just the whole thing. Like they just want to listen to music and they don't care about like the particular and specifics about albums. Like they don't, you know, that's just where we are with the music. So, I'm hard wired that way. Yeah, I remember that song, Laser Guided. So let me tell y'all a story about Laser Guided off of FYI and Makami. So, once upon a time, Makami had an Instagram. It was called International Dope. I've actually messaged Makami, shout out to him, and I remember, I think I hit Mock up on Twitter, and that was when his Twitter was the Haitian body odor handle, and his sister was, I want to just assume, because I've heard from the interview around that time that his sister was doing the handling his Twitter, but I messaged a big old like freaking like essay paragraph to his Twitter page, and I said something like, yo, Murakami is like the fucking best. His fucking album is crazy, or something like along the lines where I was like, yo, Murakami is the best, this and that. And he was like, yo, let me show Mock this. Or he or she was like, yo, let me show Mock this. And I probably still have the DMs on my Twitter and stuff like that, but I'm not I'm gonna show the DMs. I'm just gonna tell y'all like from like verbatim what I thought from my account, what happened. So whatever, I don't remember, like I don't think we went back and forth on Twitter, but I know on Instagram that was him personally, because Mock would post pictures of like, there's that painting he did of WestSideGunn, and he has the rifle right next to it. I remember, I think it's his baby girl. I don't think it's a boy, but he had his baby posted on Instagram, and like, I just remember like one video in particular, like they're just like together in a video, and he had like a couple pictures. Like one I remember was he's like taking a picture with some like chef or something. It's like, this guy never takes pictures with anybody. That was the caption or something like that. Very interesting. Like Mock has like a real, he don't do the internet shit really, which is interesting. So the little social media things you see with Mock is like interesting to me, because this is somebody who fully does not give a flying fuck about no internet shit. Yet he's kind of, I don't know. It comes off MF Doom. Like the whole Murakami vibe to me is real MF Doom-ish. And I believe Murakami is the MF Doom of our generation. Rest in peace to the Doomsday Metal Fingers. But Murakami had an Instagram page, and I messaged him, and I said some shit like, yo, you're dope as fuck. I make music too, and I would love to send you music. And I sent him a track I did called Brujeria. I don't think I've ever put it out, because it was the Wind in My Sails sample that Earl Sweatshirt went over by The Alchemist. And so many people have done, like, I think their own versions of that instrumental. But basically, I did that, went over that beat, and I called it Brujeria. And then Mock heard it. Mock liked it on my SoundCloud. I sent it to him, and he put dump with an exclamation point. And I forgot like what he told me, but he gave me some advice. Mock was like, yo, make sure you blitz the blogs. I remember him telling me this: blitz the blogs and get the money from like the rich white kids out there, or something like crazy. Where it was like Mock, like even at that time, Mock has like this whole mentality that like, for how old was I? Like a 19-year-old or however old I was at the time. Like I couldn't even fathom that shit. So I remember listening to Laser Guided off of FYI, and I kept thinking, you know, I thought he kept saying we laser guided, we guided, but he says we laser guided, we got it, like we got the hammers. And I don't know why, but that blew the new era fitted off of my fucking Corona, you feel me? Like it was like, what? That shit just, it tripped me out. So I just hit him up about it. And I remember him like the last message I messaged him, I was like, yo, like the business shit is like fucking, like it's whack. Like just doing like music, like the music business is fucking ridiculous. And he said, I think he like gave me a thumbs up or something like that. I don't know. I forgot what the fuck it was, but so that's my whole little story with Murakami. I just really appreciated the words of advice, because I was reaching out to like big artists at the time, like as a fan. And I remember him like Ka, like Brownsville Ka, he hit me up and he said, thank you, because I wrote him a whole fucking big ass email, and he said thank you or something like that. I remember sending Kali Uchis when she wasn't big at all, something. I never got nothing back. And Makami down the line was another artist that reached out to me. And people don't even know, like, little things like that really help out the whole, like, fan artist, what is it? Repertoire, whatever, rapport, whatever the fuck it is, you know, because artists think, oh, they just like make music and yada yada yada, like it doesn't even really matter, but it really does matter, bro. You know, I feel like I've really, like, being influenced by these artists, I feel like it's really changed and it's really molded my career and my life. You know, these aren't artists that I listen to on Spotify and make a playlist to seem cool. These are artists that, you know, while I was going through shit, while I was going to college, while I was dealing with things, either financially, emotionally, or whatever, that it helped me get through it, that I was actually listening to, and FYI, I burned on a fucking CD, and I had in my, like, CD player in my car. Like, kids don't even know what the fucking CD player is anymore. People just know, like, the new iPhones and shit like that. So for me, I really take it to heart, and I think Newark is the name of the track that I really like by Makami. Let me try to pull it up. Let us see if we. Oh, I think Mock did publish it. Yeah, he did. The Lion's Kiss. Max and his blacks and his batteries to the trunk. Gangsta niggas like Eric Buller putting bullets in cop cars. Yo. Shout out to Makami, yo. Literally. That shit brings back so many memories of, like, me in college. And I remember walking through campus and playing that, like, over and over. Definitely when I was a freshman in college. That's crazy, man. That shit just brought back a whole bunch of memories with me. So shout out, happy birthday to FYI, man. Shout out to Makami. I think, you know, Mak really, he's a big inspiration to me, and I never really got, like, the time, or I never really, like, took the time out to say how grateful I am for, like, his music. I think it's just, like, I think it should just be a given, you know, or I think it's just a given to me, like, you know, publicly, like, the perception. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say that everybody should know I'm a big Makami fan. I'm a Makami investor. I got Makami vinyl. Now, the new shit he got is kind of expensive. So, I don't have, like, the newer Makami albums, like especially like the digital ones, like Triz and all that. I have them, but I didn't pay for them. So, shout out to Mock, bro. That's the god right there. And yeah. So, let's get into this WestSideGunn versus E1. So, producer credits. Well, WestSideGunn went on Twitter and he said that a producer was disgruntled about getting his credit on his album when he should be thankful that he's on his album anyway. Or he said producers crying about the little money they get. Something crazy like that, where I was like, yo, Wes, like, relax, bro. Like, what? The way I feel about it is producers should get the credit, like, whatever it is. Like, if they put a fucking drum on it or not, like, it doesn't make any sense, because Westside, I know if this was Westside, he'd be the first one to, like, not complain about it, but, like, talk about it. Like, yo, like, where's, you know, I'm the fly god, I deserve all the credit in the world. But when it comes to, like, these other little producers that you think are little just because you don't really know about them, but really E1 is a very established producer that I got put onto years ago. You know, just because you don't think they're important to the culture doesn't mean that's like everyone else's idea. Like, bro really is a fire producer, And I think it's really I think it's a kind of lame that WestSideGunn has that opinion of it, but I mean, as long as he paid him and all that, I mean, I could really care less. I mean, not that I could care less, but I guess it's not really a big of a deal. You know, E1 is a phenomenal producer. He should get his credit and like the feria he gets. I just feel like with producers today, I don't know. It's a slippery slope, kind of. Like, I know there's bigger producers that work with other rappers that have kind of like that same mentality, but I feel like respect should just be like the bottom line between everybody. Like, if a producer wants a recognition and wants to be paid off of a song that you made, then it's in your respects to give that respect and give the full credentials on it, because that's what it is for me. I mean, I always make sure to credit myself when I'm the producer, like this Greenlight 3. I'm producing the whole thing. There's only been one album that I self-produced, and it was VUDULUV. And looking back on it, there was a lot of tracks on there that could have been better or whatever. But for the time, I was just like in this zone where I wanted to make a full-fledged album that I produced. Looking back, maybe I should have cut songs or whatever, but we're here already. And if you listen to Greenlight 3 and VUDULUV, you would think we're two different fucking people. I'm like 10 times better as a producer, and I don't know why I'm veering off, but actually, wait a minute, VUDULUV, it's actually the 2-year anniversary of VUDULUV, and maybe I'll play some VUDULUV at the end just so y'all could hear it. Yeah, well, I'll play Bon Voyage. Bon Voyage is kind of like, that was like my salute to Mock, you know what I mean? And then it's interesting because Mock has a song called Bon Bagay or something like that. I don't know how to speak Creole, but which is like really funny because I have a homie, a coworker that's from there. So I don't know if Mock is from there, but we definitely gotta do our due diligence on that one, because I think that's phenomenal that the 6 degrees of separation, or however you want to call it. Going back to the whole WestSideGunn and E1 thing, yeah, man, it's just all about respect. I could have just left it there, but I mean, WestSideGunn does have like, all right, so I don't know what happened there. That was very, very, very interesting. I don't know. That's never happened before on a podcast. Sorry for the technical difficulties. But like I was saying, WestSideGunn has just like a history of being like egocentric. And if things don't go his way, then he flips out and he blasts it out on Twitter and things like that. Just respect your producers, man. If you got producers, pay them, get the credentials, you know, work it out. You know, it's not a big fucking deal. You know, it's not like nobody's a bitch because they want to get paid or like be credited. Like, bro, just like credit the shit, bro. Like, you have no problem crediting who paints your fucking album covers, and WestSideGunn has even gone on and bragged about the producers on his album. So it's like, bro, if you're just gonna brag about it, then fucking, you know, credit them. Like, what's the big deal? I don't understand the whole shit of it, right? So I was at the DMV getting my real ID, and my real ID, I look fucking like 20 pounds heavier than when I was like 300 fucking pounds. Like, how does that work, bro? Like, this shit really pissed me off. You know what I mean? They have me like all like if I'm short and shit. Like, they did me dirty on this fucking ID picture, and that's why I hate. What is it? And I look fly too. Like, I look really good. And somehow they made me look Puerto Rican. They made me look Dominican. Like, I look all dark. And the picture just looks all dark. And I'm like, damn, these fools are going to think I'm a fucking defector from Cuba or something like that, bro. So the Shorty at DMV was fire. I'll tell you that, though. The chocolate mommy at DMV, I was like, damn. I was like, you know, you get in line and you're like, yeah, I can't wait to spit game at this mommy. And then this old lady waves her hand. Excuse me, sir. I could get you over here. And I was like, fuck, god damn it. And, you know, did the whole, you know, you get the information and all that. I got the ID and whatever, right? But it's like, it's wild when you see a really pretty girl like working at jobs like shitty ass jobs like the DMV. To me, they're shitty. Like, you got to deal with people all day and people have stupid questions. Excuse me, ma'am, where do I get in line for the thing? And you're like, sir, the line is all the way around the fucking building, you know. And they get in this whole bullshit, right? So it's really fucking, like, with me, I'm not a cat calling yo yalla yalla ass person when it comes to pretty girls. I don't know if that's just like me being like introverted publicly or something like that. But if I see a really pretty girl, I'll just smile at her and I'll just go about my day. You know, I think, I don't know if it's me, I don't know if it's society, I don't know if it's the world. But me, I don't be hollering at chicks unless it's like I don't go out of my way and be like if I see a girl walking, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's up, mommy? Like, ha, like, you know what I mean? I'm not one of these dudes. Like, if I see a girl and it's like we're chilling or something like that, we're in the vicinity, I will strike up a conversation, but it's not like I'm gonna be, you know, trying to holler at the fucking shorty from the DMV. Like, are you shitting me, bro? Like, she's got people, she's got to see. I'm not gonna spit game and all that, but whatever, right? So my pops bought a Sig P238. It's like an all steel pistol. It's fucking fire. He basically bought the pistol I wanted to get, and it's like a little pocket rocket. Like, literally, it's smaller than my Bursa. So that should let you know, if you're familiar with a Bursa, that thing. So people look at it and they're like, oh, this is a tiny gun. Yeah, get the Sig P238 and you tell me if the Bursa is a tiny gun. It's not. It's small. It's not tiny though. But my dad, he's wildin', bro. Like, he bought the Sig, then he bought like all kinds of like ammo, bro, like 5,000 rounds. He bought another rifle. He bought a Mini 14, a Ruger, which is a nice rifle. And over the weekend we went shooting. We finally shot the M1. That shit has a crazy kick, bro. The M1 has a stupid kick. And after 6 clips, I quit. I was like, you could call me a pussy at this point, because I'm done. The kick is just too fierce, bro. Like, I'm not with it. Even if you cradle it and you baby it and you try to rock it with you, there's no way. It's like, bam, and it's just in your face. It's going to hit you like all crazy with it. So it was fire going shooting with my pop again, finally shooting the M1. And I'm getting better with the pistols, man. I'm not going to lie. The 380, I still need the Bursa, I still need to, which is crazy because the last time I went, I was accurate pretty much with one hand, and now, like, even with 2 hands, I still got to get a grip on the Bursa. So that's something you definitely want to work on for all you gun owners out there. Don't just buy it and just have it just to have it. Like, actually go and practice and make sure you're hitting shit with it, because you don't want to be one of these dumb fucks with a pistol and you can't even hit the first thing in front of you. Like, bro, really go out and shoot and practice and make sure I'm not saying to be John Wick with it and get headshots. I'm just saying at least hit this fool, like wherever you're going to aim at, like hit him. You know, don't be, like, you know, fucking bam, 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 like all sideways. That's, whenever I see that in movies or in GTA where they're shooting sideways, I'm like, this has got to be the most bullshit thing I've ever seen in my life. Because ain't nobody hitting nothing sideways unless, you know, you go tactical with the rifle and then you switch sideways and you hit things like that. Whenever I see that, I'm like, how accurate is that? Like, really, you know? So my dad bought the Sig, and it's a nice little piece, so I can't wait to shoot it. The last episode with me and my pop, I was trying to talk to him about Artbar, but he kept deviating onto some other shit. So let me tell you the story about Artbar. So somebody hooked me up. It's not even a hookup. So somebody fucking bamboozled me into getting $100, running my pockets for $100 to do this show in LA. at Artbar, one of the shittiest bars I've ever fucking been into. It has a creepy vibe to me, like it has a maniac vibe, and it's under the guise of art. This shit ain't art, bro. This shit look like one of them Halloween stores. You know when it's like a rundown ass business, and they just every once a year they're just open for the Halloween spirits store, and you see the creepy shit. That's what it looked like. It looked creepy, and they had the House of Horrors or the Little Shop of Horrors movie playing. I said, yo, this is one of the creepiest bars I've ever been into, and I don't even go into bars, bro, but I could tell you from right now, from my experience, this was prime time creep o'clock, bro. Like literally, they had all kinds of dumb decorations, like weird puppets and just things you would see in Frankenstein's laboratory and things of that nature. So I really wasn't digging this shit at all, bruh. So I go in, and first of all, nobody fucking paid. Nobody paid. It was $20 to get in, and nobody fucking paid. So I already know this guy was running a scam with this shit. And from what I understand, none of the performers had to pay either. And they put me on last. If I wasn't last, I was like the second to last, right? No one was there. No one seen me perform. This was the biggest upset since the fucking Montreal screw job. And I literally felt like shanking somebody. If my parents weren't there, my parents came out to see me, bruh. Like, that's the thing. You know what I mean? It was a big thing for me. This is my first time performing in LA. And they completely fucked my whole shit up. They completely just said, like, fuck this fool and whatever money I spent to perform here. And I got what it was. This fool knew some artists that he wanted to showcase, and he got the ones he thought were best or whatever, and he put them on first. And then he put me on last. I was like, yo, it really pissed me off. There was 2 performers that I thought were good, but none of them I thought were better than me, bro. I'll tell you that right now. And I feel like that's just like a given with me. Like, I think I'm better than everybody. You know, that's just not me. That's not me just being cocky. Like, that's just how I feel, bro. So the first 2 performers were ass. The first one was like, hey guys, so this is like my first song, and you know, and fucking the song plays, and it's like some spooky black bullshit. I would never wanna hurt you. Spend my life just trying to find you. Like, I'm like, yo, literally, I'm like, this shit is fucking horrible, bro. Like, what Twilight Zone episode is this where I just warped into some fucking bullshit and I ended up in like the white boy spooky black era of music? Crazy. Like, this fool was like, I'm smoking weed, 'cause that's all I'll ever be. And all this like real maniac. I call it maniac music, where you just listen to it and you just get creepo vibes with it. The second guy was the complete opposite white boy type material, where he was like, I forgot, his music was more so like turn up and shit. And anytime I see like white people with like purple braids, and he had like purple braids, like if this fool thought he was like some sort of black guy or something, I say, yo, this dude is fucking wilding right here. But at the end of every song, this fool be like, yeah, y'all want to turn up? Woo! As you know, the song plays and that song ends. Yeah, you right? Y'all ready to turn up? Woo! I'm like, yo, somebody get Ric Flair to come and fucking smack this fool in his face. Give him a few fucking Ric Flair chops, because we need to get this fool all the way the fuck out of here. You know how you tell somebody to get the fuck out of here? We need to get this dude to get him all the way the fuck out of here, because that shit was horrible. Then we had at least 10 people come up, and there was some like more bullshit going on, where the guy who put me on was like, yeah, we're going to put you on at 10:30. And then 5 other people went on. Then he went on. And then I went on second to last. And literally, there was only one person in the whole crowd that was digging my shit. Everyone else was gone. There was one person in the crowd, literally, and that was it. So that was my audience, one guy, which which I don't care. Like, this isn't me coming up and being like, yo, like, whatever, like, I like bitching about it. I told the guy, can I come on at 9? And he said, yeah. Are y'all seeing this moth right here that just flew by? What the fuck? This motherfucker just threw me off. Where'd this fucker go? I don't want this fucker around me. Anyway, I told the promoter, yo, I want to go on at 9. He's like, sure, whatever. The day of the show, oh, we're gonna call you on when we called you. I thought I wanted to go on at 9. The show didn't even fucking start until 9 o'clock when the shit was supposed to start at 7. So that was a good indicator of the bullshit that I was gonna have to endure. We were there at 6:30. The show didn't start till 9. I didn't get on the fucking show until 11:30. Literally fucked my whole night up. But we were hungry, we were tired. And my mom, she told me at the end, she was like, let me just give you $100 and we just get the fuck out of here, because this was some bullshit. Anytime somebody thinks about the show, it was a fucked up show. For sure. You want people leaving going, yo, that was a dope show, or you want to talk about it. Literally, we were like, fuck this show, fuck the people, and all this shit. Literally the worst show I've ever performed. There wasn't an engineer. The fucking guy, the promoter, was the DJ and the engineer, so he had no team. And it was just the worst show of all fucking time. It was a fucking disaster fest. And literally, what's the opposite of recommend? I could not, whatever it is, whatever I'm trying to say, don't go to this place, this Artbar place, and do these shows with this one asshole, because literally he deserves a fucking shanking for real. Like, and I was so mad that I didn't even want to ask for my money, because if this guy told me any dumb shit, I just would have like freaked the fuck out and just stabbed him in front of everybody and just fucking beat the fuck out of this fool. Because it really, like, talking about it really brings me back to like how I felt. And the way I feel about it is the worst show I've ever did in all time. It put a bad taste in my mouth in LA. And the irony is, somebody who runs this open mic in LA messaged me, and it looks pretty solid. I mean, the homie Noah, he fucking he follows this establishment or whatever it is. So it could be some dope shit. I'm not gonna lie. This looks fly. I might check it out. Who knows? This actually looks solid. Where is this place at anyway? Because the Artbar shit, I'm never gonna do that again. If anyone invites me, I'm gonna tell them, they can go fuck themselves. It's free too. Like, I had to pay for this shit. This shit was free. So let's see. It's probably in the middle. Holy shit, this is far. This is in Burbank. Yeah. I don't know. This is right by what is it? Universal, right? Oh no, Universal Studios is more down here, no? Universal City? Oh no, it is right by yeah, it's up a few streets from, what is it? Universal Studios. Yeah. Yeah, is this the blue line? Is this where the blue line no, the blue line don't take you here. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Maybe I'll ask my pop and then we'll go. Is it Wednesdays though? When is their open mic? Every Monday. Okay, yeah. Maybe I'll take a day off and we'll go kick it over there. Maybe. So yeah, because dealing with all these other assholes is like some ridiculous shit, bro. I can't believe I subjected myself to the fuckery that was this bullshit, right? So, one door closes, another door opens, man. You just got to keep crack-a-lacking at this shit, because I can't believe like I was bamboozled into this, and I can't advocate for protesting against this. It's not even these people, it's one person, and like this fool has got to be the most cheesiest lame ass fool of all time. The whole set. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the footage out, but I'm gonna put the actual tracks under because the audio was terrible. Like, it's so bad. I uploaded a little clip on Instagram, and even that little clip is horrible. Like, the audio was fucked up. So I do have footage of it, and that's the whole like I don't want to waste it, you know. So I think I'll just put it together and see if I'm gonna put it out. I might not. I don't know. Who knows? But I did my thing though, regardless, whether it was one person, whether they were fucking it up. I literally fucked up the first couple lines on Mama Said because the music was too loud. I couldn't even hear myself. They didn't even have a fucking monitor. So I'm going off of what I could hear on the speakers that are going out while I'm behind the speakers. They didn't even have a monitor. So it was like, bro, you're literally throwing shows when you don't even have the equipment and the production necessary to hold a show. That should tell everybody, yo, get the fuck away from this place. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think I killed some of the songs, like Unorthodox Glocks. I feel like I killed it, and I can't even really remember it because it was like this happened like a while ago already. By the time that y'all see this. I don't know, man. That shit just was some bullshit. But anyway, rest in peace to Astrud Gilbierto. She was a legendary jazz singer. I believe she was from Brazil, right? She's Portuguese, or maybe she's not Portuguese, but she sings in Portuguese. And I think no, I don't have any vinyl from her because all her vinyl's fucking expensive, I think, for sure. Like the Stan Getz and Astrud albums, everyone sampled her. So she's a legend, and it's already been a minute since she's passed away. Not a minute, but it's been like already maybe 2 weeks since she's passed away. But I just wanted to give this space to say rest in peace to the legend. Her songs are awesome. Definitely, I think she's been sampled by Dilla and stuff like that, for sure, probably. And her music is really dope. Peace, prayers, and condolences and blessings to the family members, loved ones, and all those affected by her passing. Her music is really phenomenal. I encourage everybody to go out there to listen to Astrud Gilbierto's music. Really fire. Definitely one of the is it bossa nova or what's her style? She's definitely like the queen of that shit for sure. I'm not too into her music. I just know like a few of her songs are really fire. You know, message of the day, man. Don't be finessing nobody. I think that was the message before. Maybe the new message is whenever you feel like I have a vibe about somebody, like listen like to your instincts. You know what I mean? Like if you're in tune with the universe and all that, listen to that shit, bro, because God is everywhere, and God gonna tell you like, hey man, maybe this is some fucking fugazi shit, and you know, maybe you ignore that and it just turns into a whole bad situation. So learn from your mistakes and just trust in the universe, because the universe is speaking to you and you need to listen. It's for your own good, trust me. You figure, dick. This is the God's Hour.
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower, to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now, while the angels fly over my headstone.